Alright, yeah, and welcome back to some more Magic Duels with our Grixis Brain in the Jar revamped deck. So, let's get into the game, shall we? See you there. Alright, we're in. We're on the play, we have the lands, but we don't really have much to do, so I think I'll throw it back. Oh, this would be good if we hit a land drops. Can I take that chance though? No, not really. That'll do. It ain't great, but it'll do. Alright, let's thin out a deck. Let's go get a swamp. It is the only missing land that we do not have. And pass the turn. Our opponent is rank 22, called Loser, or Peter, whichever one he prefers to be known as. Apologise in advance, guys, if I'm all snivelly and sneezy and coughy. I'm not very well at the moment, so it's not currently impeding my ability to put out videos, so I figured I might as well continue. But yes. Oop. That was a controller. Never mind. Right. We hit another island, and we might as well pass the turn. We are doing absolutely bugger all at the moment, so, and so's our opponent, to be fair. So, judging by his avatar, I'd love it if he was like red-green elementals. I haven't seen that in a while. Probably not. Something like red-green aggro. With Chandra on the board, I'm not sure. But there goes Chandra. She is dead, son. She dead. Play an island and pass the turn. If we hit another land, then we can pour over the pages. Draw 3 cards and tap 2 lands and discard a card. Otherwise, we're not doing a great deal, to be perfectly honest. That is a big problem right there. That card right there. Alright, let's nagging thoughts. Let's see if we can find something decent. We find another nagging thoughts and also a land that we said we wanted, so I'll grab the land. Play it and pass the turn. Likely going to get hit for 5 here on this turn if he hits his land drop. 4's just as bad, but... So we've got 3 instants and sorceries in the graveyard at the moment. Not great. Don't think I have to say that, though. Should be far further on than we are right now. Oh, God, that is horrible. Yeah. That hurts. Galvanic Bombardment does 3. Still not enough. Well, we're going to have to pour over the pages. See if we can find a disperse or something like that. Untap 2 lands. Let's untap that one and continue. And discard. Possess Scab, I think. Nothing really in our graveyard we want to throw away at the moment. Piece of the puzzle yet again, looking for that disperse. Also throws a load of instants and sorceries into our graveyard, so in that regard we're making a little bit of progress. We can't survive another hit, I don't think, after this next turn, so we do really need to find some bounce, and then we can rise from the tides and probably survive. So we're taking 11 next turn, and then this guy gets +6/+6 forever. So... who really knows? Well, there's a disperse. Take apart the water veil, I think. So we can take an extra turn. Though it doesn't really help us. Disperse does, though. It's just a shame that I wouldn't have 2 mana open right now. How many Galvanic Bombardments have we got? 2. Okay, so Galvanic Bombardment actually deals 4 damage, so we can get rid of Zendikar Incarnate. And we can bounce the other Outland Colossus. And then we can even take inventory. I don't think we've got any more in a graveyard now, so it'll just cycle itself. But that's another sorcery into the graveyard then. Okay, we're taking 12 here. Even more, we're probably dead if he has Pump. I'm going with no. If he's clever, he's held on to some sort of pump to keep his Zendikar Incarnate safe, though why would he really assume it was going to die? There isn't a great deal of things in the format to take care of it. Other than a galvanic bombardment, which, if I've done my math incorrectly, I haven't. Wonderful. Right. We've got to leave 2 mana open for the disperse. Or we did. I think I'll take inventory. Or I could actually just pieces the puzzle. Yeah, pieces of the puzzle, holding up disperse. Try fill a graveyard up a bit more. Hello. Another disperse is good. Collective Defiance doesn't really help, actually, so pour over the pages instead then. Alright, we'll pass the turn over. So we'll bounce the Colossus back to his hand. Oh, guys, revenge, we're dead. Never mind. That's game. We were getting close to the Rise from the Tides. If we could just resolve it and survive the turn, would have been fine, but alas, we were not. Alright, guys, I'll see you in the next game. Alright, we're back. We're on the play. This hand seems pretty sweet. We've got all of our colours. We've got Brain in the Jar, and we've got a nice enough curve and our end game card. Our opponent, it's a mirror again. Loser Peter again, so this is going to be red-green aggro because he was straight back in the lobby. So we know what we're up against for the most part. So we can sort of try fight against it. So Brain in the Jar on this turn should be a good thing to do. It gets to Rise from the Tides and hold up mana as well, which is pretty sweet. So we'll go Island and then Brain in the Jar. Next turn we can Sulphur Falls, put a counter on Brain, and do any 2 mana spell. Take Inventory is the current one on the list. And then next turn we're kind of slowed down a little bit due to the state of our mana. Animist Awakening for 1. He hits his land. Well, he got lucky on that one. Let's see an untapped land here. Yeah. Alright. Well, we're going to Sulphur Falls. We can Brain in the Jar on the end step. And we can do any one of these things. I think Nagging Thoughts to make sure we hit a land is probably a good idea. We don't hit anything. We'll take the Languish because we know it hits his Zendikar Incarnates. And it probably hits anything else he might have. 4 toughness is pretty much most things in this format. So we might see an Incarnate come down here. No, it's an Explosive Vegetation. So I'm going to stick a counter on Brain in the Jar. Yes, please. So he gets to ramp up to 6. Which is bad for us. Pieces of the puzzle, we're going to have to look for Disperse and things like that. That's great. That means we can continue to stick counters on Brain in the Jar and pieces of the puzzle. So we can take inventory at instant speed this turn. We whiff on a fair few things, but we'll take the cards that we did get. Because we can pieces the puzzle with Brain in the Jar then. And we should be fine. So now we've got the choice between Galvanic Bombardment and Take Inventory, though I think Galvanic Bombardment's a bit of a dead card against this deck. So we shall see. It's a bit of a bad matchup, to be perfectly honest, so. This is Pilgrimage. I get the feeling he's got an Ulamog in his hand, because he is just ramping. Not really doing much else. Here we go, this is Zendikar's Incarnate. It's an 8/4. We'll take Inventory for 1 mana. Essentially just a cycle card. Radiant Flames is dead. We hit another island. I think what I want to do... We don't have double black for Languish, which is the issue here. So I think I want to put a charge counter on Brain in the Jar. It's going to allow us to pieces the puzzle for 1. Which hopefully helps us find things like Disperse to slow him down. So we'll see. Even another Galvanic Bombardment might be quite good because we can 2-for-1 it. Take inventory and rise from the tides. I think I'll take both of them. And I'm going to have to just take inventory, draw 2 cards. Hope to find another Disperse. Double Bombardment. That's what we were hoping for. Do I want to hit it now? To hold out for potential pump spells that he might have to get it out of range. I can't see why we wouldn't want to do it right now. Gets 2 instants into our graveyard, which means Rise from the Tides I'm going to throw down next turn, since we have a spare. So we'll kill that. 2 damage, then 3 damage. How many instants have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 16 points of damage from our Rise from the Tides that we're going to cast next turn. So short of Radiant Flames or something like that, we should be fine. And since he's 2 colours, I get the feeling he won't be running Radiant Flames. Maybe Kozilek's Return though, because he does get some big creatures, potentially. But that's a mythic, so... Oh dear. Outland Colossus. We meet again. And Chandra. Interesting. We get a Disperse. Do we want to pull the trigger on the Disperse this turn, or do we just want to go for Rise from the Tides? We could Brain in the Jar, Languish, and then Radiant Flames, and that wipes his board, actually. That gets more instants and sorceries, and that's a lethal amount from Rise from the Tides. So I think that's actually what we want to do. So, Radiant Flames for 3. Put a counter on Brain in the Jar. Yep. Do the Languish. And we have a Disperse to hold off anything that he throws down this turn. We're close to just Rise from the Tides at instant speed as well. Though I can see enchantment, artifact and enchantment removal from this deck as well, so don't want to hedge my bets on not seeing something like a Reclamation Sage. This is just going to keep ramping. That's fair enough. Gaia's Revenge, we can't bounce that, but we don't really need to. All the same. Because it's going to do 16 damage in total. Unless he's got another Gaia's Revenge, we should be fine, I think. So let's Rise from the Tides. Get a load of counters. And pass the turn. He gets in for another 8. If he can pump his creature, we're dead. If he can't, we likely win. So let's see. I'm going to scare him a little bit. Let's put a counter on Brain in the Jar. Yeah, scared him. Gotcha. And we're fine at the moment. Ravaging Blaze, we're dead. Oh my god! That is really annoying. Well, what can you do? We had him dead. We had him so dead. There's not much he could do short of burning our face. Yeah. Alright guys. Let's go for another game, shall we? Why not? Alright, we're in. Zero lander, throw it back. And... yeah, sure. Let's do it. Evolving Wilds, we're going to go get a mountain, otherwise this hand does bugger all. And then we'll throw the turn over. Our opponent is rank 24, called And. Alright. What is And playing? Green. This looks like elves maybe, although it's probably more Abzan related because of the white. Radiant Flames looks awfully good in that situation. Right, let's island into take inventory, cycle it through. Find a Languish, that looks awfully nice as well. So we have plenty of board wipes. Now, Sunken Hollow comes in untapped next turn, though we can't really do anything with it. We've just got burned to control the board away. This could be like green-white humans, since this can help pump up creatures. Looks about right. I'm going to blow that guy away, though. Yeah, I'm going to hold fire on the Radiant Flames because I think he could have a far wider board than he does currently. So I'm just gonna destroy that human and pass the turn. That does lead me to believe with creatures like that though that he's gonna try go wide on us, so holding these Radiant Flames and Languishes is a good idea, I think. And saving them until he's got a stupidly good board to wipe. Another Sunblade Elf. Okay. We get a Drownyard Temple. Not great. Not great. We'll just play a Sunken Hollow. Next time we do get to pore over the pages though, so we're going to refill our hand up and potentially do something for 2 mana next turn. It's going to get in for 4. Our opponent is mana screwed by the looks of it, unless he plays a land right here. A Kytheon. Right, I'm going to wipe the board because I don't want to take 6 next turn. We get another island and Radiant Flames for 3. Sweet. Since he's mana screwed as well, we might be able to take away with this game, potentially. Let's have a look. Yes, he's got bugger all in his hand. Might be full of combat tricks perhaps, but what it certainly isn't is creatures. Right, let's pore over the pages first. We get a lot of nice things. I'm going to untap the Sunken Hollow and the Sulphur Falls. At least I hope I am. And we'll drop the Drownyard Temple, I think. Actually, I shouldn't have done that, because now I can't do my 3 drops. That was silly of me. I should have looked at my hand. Yeah, well. And he's finally his land drop. A Shrill Howler. I have no idea what this does. Creatures with power less than Shrill Howler can't block it. Alright, so it's unblockable for our deck. But well, that's not saying much. Okay. And it's a transform into this thing. And he's nowhere near doing that, so I'm not worried. I suppose we'll just pieces the puzzle and try to find some nice cards from it. And at the very least fill up our graveyard. Oh my god, this is a nice little collection. We definitely want pieces of the puzzle, because I want to be allowed to do this again. I think I'll throw a Languish, don't need it. We have a Possessed Scab to grab one back, and a Pore over the pages seems good as well. Question is, do we want to pieces the puzzle again? I think we do. I want to look for that Rise from the Tides, because we are close to being able to cast it. We missed on that one, unfortunately. But we fill up our hand again with things we can use. What are we currently at now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 16 damage. worth of zombies from a Rise from the Tides. We are down to 9 though, so you have to worry a little bit about that. Okay, Bygone Bishop. I kind of want that gone since he's mana screwed. Let me just check. We have a Galvanic Bombardment, so this does 3. So I'm going to get rid of that. Don't want him to have any card advantage because I want to make the most of his screw at the moment. I think pieces of the puzzle to... Yeah, pieces of the puzzle... pieces. Pour over the pages. Untap 2 lands, then we can piece the puzzle. We might want to actually hold up Geist Blast, perhaps. So, Drown Catacomb and Sulphur Falls. Discard... Let's have a look at our hand. Oh, Pieces of the Puzzle is going to find us our Rise from the Tide, so I don't want to throw that. Do I need Collective Defiance? Actually, Collective Defiance would be pretty sweet. We'll throw the Possessed Scab. Play a Swamp. And pass the turn. Gonna Geist Blast his Shrill Howler to maintain our life total, I think. Could take inventory and bounce it, but I think that's just strictly worse. So let's let him do his thing. We'll burn it away on combat step. Just want to see if he'll play anything pre-combat, maybe a pump spell, perhaps. Nope. Alright. Get blown away, son. With Geist Blast in the bin as well, we can copy whatever we want. Brain in the Jar's a little too late. Would have been nice earlier. So I think we want to... Pieces of the puzzle. If we don't hit Rise from the Tides, then I think I'll Collective Defiance and throw my hand away. We do hit Rise, and we also hit Part the Water Veil, and throw a Geist Blast into the bin. Right, I think we've got this game now. Hands down. So let's just... Pieces of the puzzle. Take nothing, unless it looks really sweet. Like a burn spell, perhaps. Galvanic Bombardment would be something I'd take. We do hit a Galvanic Bombardment. I'll throw the rest though. We don't need it. It just makes our Rise from the Tides even better. So we'll pass the turn. We've got Disperse to throw away anything. I'll just throw away Languish. It's a bit late for that now. Yeah, we've got Galvanic Bombardment to destroy, Disperse to throw away anything, and it looks like he's got nothing. So we are going to Mountain, we are going to Part the Water Veil, just normal cost. We are going to, yeah, copy it, continue playing. So we're going to take 2 extra turns after this. So we get a turn to cast our Rise from the Tides, and we get a turn to attack with it. Let us... Oh, yeah, another one. Cast Rise from the Tides. 18 2/2s. Oh, yes. Might as well take inventory. Why not? Draw loads of cards. Thin out a deck. Hold up a Galvanic Bombardment. We only have 1 land left in our deck. Sweet. And then we take an extra turn, and we swing for a very, very large amount of damage. Oh yes, finally. And boosh. Not bad. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's episode. So if you've enjoyed the content, then be sure to leave a like. It helps me out a great deal. If you've loved the content and haven't already subscribed, be sure to do so for more content. But if you're not quite sure, stay for the end card, see the rest of the content I've got to offer, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.